Hey guys, this is the Lala Legacy, and welcome back to another episode of Air. So, let's just jump right back in. 10 days passed since our great escape from the shrine. We were still keeping to the mountain paths and avoiding the main roads. The summer heat was growing in intensity. Rain was scarce, and procurement of water had become more difficult. From here on, we rested during the heat of day, traveled when the day became cooler, and finally stopped to rest again when the moon set. In spite of all this, our journey has been largely free of obstacles. Kanna and Uraha had also gotten used to camping outside. Especially Kanna, when she was sleeping and eating better than when she was still at the shrine. Gone was our awareness as fugitives. While we were resting one afternoon, I spread open the map that I snuck out from the shrine. Only the roads, rivers, and the shrine manor were recorded on it. It was difficult to determine terrain not marked on the map. Why are you looking so perplexed? We'll reach a river if we keep going. Then we'll just have to cross that river. That was the usual course of action. However, the valleys here were surprisingly deep. Should we take a detour upstream? Or should we take the main road? Uraha interrupted my thoughts. I believe that it's better to take the main road. The provincial office is near once we cross the river. There are more people on the main road. All the more reason to take the main road. Uraha answered knowingly. There are rumors, there are people. You're right. The purpose of our journey had changed from running away to looking for someone. The question is, where is Kanna's mother? Our only lead was a shrine down south. Despite the fact that I was traveling with a woman and a child, we had already traveled for 10 days. There was a need for us to collect more information from this area. So it's decided! We're taking the road! That's not for you to decide. In that case, let's set off! They were already raring to go when I finished packing my bag. Oh, it's this part! The road was more lively than usual. There was an endless stream of people of all ages and sex dressed in a variety of clothes, What a rowdy place. There's a market here today. What's a market? A market is a place for the buying and selling of goods. Oh! Kanna looked around with wide open eyes. This is a rather big market. So it is. The vendors appeared to be selling mostly goods from the capital. It was surprising to see a market of this scale at a roadside. Look, there's a mountain of pottery over there. Wait! I grabbed Kanna's collar just before she ran off. Listen, don't cause a ruckus. After I gave her a stern warning, she nodded with seriousness. I understand. I'm not as dumb as you think. Right after she said that, something else caught her attention again. Uraha, what are those? Those are bird plums, a medicine used to cure abdominal pain. Once upon a time, you tried some and you said you hated it. That's sour food, huh? And those? Those are carps. Once upon a time, you snitched some and had a tummy ache. I am certain it almost killed me. And what's this? This is white wine. Once upon a time, you drank you drank more than you should and went on a rampage. Enough of these pointless talks. I walked behind them with my agitation mounting. They honestly need to keep it down. Kanna, have you forgotten what I told you? Don't cause a ruckus, am I right? Good, now stop talking. Just let her be, Uraha said coolly. A little noise will be covered up by a lively place such as this. Uraha, what's this? Its shape is bizarre. That's a gourd. People use it to hold wine. The female vendor looked at Kanna suspiciously. Come over here. I dragged Kanna away from the stall. What's the hurry? You're hurting me. Should I put a rope around your neck? You're a nag. What's wrong with having a little fun? Maybe you've forgotten, but we're still on the run. How is anyone able to single me out from this crowd? Didn't someone say I looked skinny like an average village girl? You still holding that against me, huh? Fine. I was wrong. You are adorable. Stupefyingly adorable. So adorable that all eyes are on you, so keep it down, please. You don't sound sincere at all. Anyway, just don't do anything to make yourself stand out. It's true that we are harder to spot in a crowd, but that also means it's harder to spot an enemy sneaking up on us. If someone takes us by surprise, it's all over. You don't want to see Uraha and me getting killed before your eyes, do you? Hey, you there! What's that white stick? She's not even listening. That's a carrot. Don't spout nonsense, you insolent fool! Carrots are a vegetable for putting in porridge. How could something this big fit in a bowl? What castle are you from, dear princess? About 10 days' walk from here. This girl here is mentally challenged. All the trouble she's caused us. I see, that's a shame. I dragged the said retarded girl away in a hurry. Who are you calling mentally challenged? You, who else? Uraha, you should watch over her too. The moment I finished speaking, I noticed that I had been talking to some old man passing by. Right, she's not here. I peered all around me, but I could not see any sign of her. If I just called out to her, the people around might learn of her name. Uraha, where are you, Uraha? Stop! Stop struggling! Ouch, stop biting me! I cried out in agony. You're too rough! Fine, just don't open your mouth again. The sun's going down, I mumbled with a sigh. Instead of collecting intelligence, I spent half a day babysitting Kanna. Uraha was still nowhere to be seen. She was most likely going around looking at clothes. I was not too worried about her, but I had to find her before night fell. The bustling market had turned lazy. Vendors were packing up their stalls and trickling away. The sun was pressing close against the mountains and the rowdy atmosphere had faded away. Cicadas buzzed shrilly, hungering for the heat of midday. Or that was what I should be hearing, but I could only hear the clucking of an annoyed rooster. Buck, buck, buck. I've never heard a bird's cry more miserable than yours. Oh boy. Hide window? Yeah, there we go. So I can get a screenshot. Buck, 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 buck. It's no wonder no one wants to buy you. Buck, 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 buck. Cuckoos and dollar birds sound better. Buck, 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 buck. Ah! That hurts! Don't you bite my fingers! Buck! Hey, stop pecking me! How dare you, or how dare a lowly bird treat me with such disrespect? I'm going to pluck up every single one of your unsightly feathers! Oh no! Oh, poor Kanna! The two fellow winged beings were chattering happily away. Please stop, that's our best chicken! Yet the merchant looked to be enjoying himself. For a mentally challenged girl, this was still going too far. Hey, that's enough! I pulled Kanna away from the rooster and resumed walking. What are we going to look at next? No more. We'll have to find Uraha first. Before I finished speaking, I heard another voice. Honorable Samurai. A gaunt beggar was squatting by the roadside. Honorable Samurai, please spare me a few coins. To be called honorable just because I carried a sword was a little too lavish. Noticing that I stopped for him, the man continued speaking. 3 days ago I was driven out of my hometown with nothing but the clothes I'm wearing. This old feeble body is not able to walk another step. Was there a war? I don't know. He shook his head in sadness. I eyed the beggar closely, not letting down my guard. He did not look suspicious, nor did he seem to be hiding any weapon. A party of gruff men dressed in warrior clothes appeared and ordered us to leave. They took our houses and our farms. Everyone in our village ran away. I'm old and without a kin. There is no one to turn to for help. That is unfortunate. Kanna leaned forward, for this was her first time seeing a beggar. The beggar's eyes fixated on Kanna's face. Could this fair lady be of noble blood? Oh, so you could tell! I hastily gave Kanna a cold stare. Kanna coughed once and corrected herself. Absolutely not. I am but a sweet village girl with no oddity whatsoever. What are you standing there for? Give this man something, she said with the generous air of a noble. Give him something? This fan is all I've got. It was something I always kept in my sleeve for the sake of appearance, but I had never once opened it. I took out my fan and placed it in front of the beggar. It's nothing much, but you may find some use for it. No word can express my gratitude. He held the fan in reverence with both hands and prostrated before me. Or prostrated, sorry, not prostate. Prostrate! Ah! That was embarrassing. Whoops. I shall never forget your kindness. Stay well. I can't stop thinking about the fact that I messed up prostrate. Why? It's the lack of coffee. I swear to God. I have figured out the reason why I've been so irritable and moody and all this other crap. Apparently I've been having caffeine withdrawals lately. So... And a part of caffeine withdrawals is not being able to form sentences correctly and not being able to, read shit right. So that explains everything. We walked away from the beggar. I could sense that he was still bowing down behind us. We've done a good deed. Kanna was in a good mood. You can't be sure. Why do you say that? That man might be a charlatan. Or charlatan, I guess. If I were starving, I would praise someone else to the heavens if need be. Only a fool would believe what a beggar said. You are truly silly. That man is a bag of skin and bones, and that is the fact. I could not help but agree with her, remonstration. I see it now. You have a point. This must be my first time being impressed by what Kanna said. I'm really hungry right now. And here I was having a higher opinion of you. Lady Kanna is still growing after all. I don't think she's exactly growing anymore, but I do hope she grows some meat on her buttocks and chest. Quiet, you! You're angry because you know I'm right. Ouch! Don't hit me without saying anything. So it's alright to hit you after I say something? Your violent nature is the reason why the nutrients don't go to your chest area. How can that be? I'm right, aren't I, Uraha? You don't look too happy. What's happened? You don't look at all surprised. She was disappointed with my lack of reaction at her sudden appearance. Whoa, Uraha, you're back? I didn't notice. Uraha is truly elusive indeed. I much appreciate your attempt to humor me. So, where have you been? I've been replenishing necessities. Uraha opened the cloth bag she was hugging. A present for Lady Kanna. She presented a round nut from her bag. A walnut? That's a rare find in this season. A single ripe walnut in a forest is an auspicious sign. It's Lady Kanna's favorite food, and a nutritious one as well. This is quite a big one. She accepted the walnut and laid it against the orange sunset sky. Her overly serious action almost made me laugh. Almost made me laugh. You can't tell how big it really is without cracking it open. Is that so? Kanna nodded and continued to toy stubbornly with the walnut. I walked alongside Kanna, matching her pace. 3 shadows snuggled against each other as they fell on the path. I turned and said to Uraha, "You could have told us before you went shopping." "I did some investigation on my own." "Investigation?" Uraha leaned close to my ears. "There's a checkpoint set up just beyond the bridge." A chill ran down my back the moment I heard the word checkpoint. "Really?" "Yes, there is no mistake about it. They chose only the young girls and took off their clothes to examine their backs." "Is that so? They had to be checking for wings. Do you think they know we're accompanying Kanna?" "They don't seem to be looking out for companions. But it is unlikely for them to believe that Lady Kanna made it this far on her own." "You're right." I nodded and considered our future course of action. We could no longer use the road. We would have to camp outside tonight and find a road around the valley tomorrow. "But Uraha, I'm surprised you discovered that." Uraha smiled when I expressed my admiration for her. "This is a rather inconvenient place to set up a market, don't you think? I was feeling that something was amiss until I overheard that the market had moved because of the checkpoint." Despite her nonchalant explanation, her intuition and wits had proved to be exceptional. "I understand. You were of great help. Let's return to the foot of the mountain and have our meal there. Kanna, let's go." "What are you doing?" Kanna was in a scuffle with the walnut. Why can't it crack? Or why can't I crack it?" "Don't try to break it with your teeth." "She behaves like a cute squirrel." "This isn't funny. Besides, you know how much trouble she gave me after you ran off, or do you know how much trouble she gave me after you ran off?" "Uraha, did you run off deliberately because you knew she'd be a hindrance?" "Only you could harbor such disrespectful thoughts, Ryuuya." She hugged her bloated cloth bag and answered me with a cool demeanor. The sun was almost down, and we returned to the mountain path. The forest felt ominously empty. The slanting rays of the sunlight bathed the trees in an orange glow as darkness approached. We decided on a place to camp and put down our belongings. "I'll go fetch some water right away." After Uraha brought out the bamboo canisters, Kanna said something unexpected. "Let me help." "Stay right here. I can't let you get hurt." "All right." That was unusually obedient of her. She stayed put as she was told to, some distance away from me. She looked lonely. "Kanna." "I'm here." "All right." Small talk like this was embarrassing. "Help me pick up some kindling if you feel bored." Kanna looked at me with surprise. "Can I do that?" "Yes, just don't leave my sight. And watch out for snakes." "I know that," she answered cheerfully and ran off. I remembered something all of a sudden, so I stopped her. "Wait." "What?" "Leave the walnut. I'll break it open for you." Kanna took the walnut from her pocket and placed it in my palm. "You can crack it, but don't eat it." "You think I'd do that?" Kanna ran off into the trees. The bells on her hair glinted in the darkness against the light of the westering sun. Despite what I told her, she had gone far away. She seemed to have enjoyed herself in the day. That should have been her first time coming into contact with so many people and experiencing so many new things. The thrilling it had been for her, the more empty she would feel when it was finally over. It must be unbearable for her to keep still right now. That was the same for me. The walnut was in my palm. I blocked out my awareness for everything else except for the walnut. Then I took a deep breath and held it. In one swift motion, I tossed the walnut upwards with an underhand throw. At the same time, my sword left its sheath. A tiny sound ruffled the silent darkness. I returned my sword to its sheath in one fluid movement. The walnut was split cleanly in two on the ground. Whew. My sword skills had not dulled. "Am I impressive, Uraha?" I called out to her behind the trees. As expected, a person wearing eggshell-colored clothes appeared. "I am in awe." Uraha's presence was still difficult to detect. Even with my sharpened senses, I could still barely sense her faint presence. Where did you acquire such skills? This is just an antic. The skills to chop walnuts won't fill the stomach. Uraha did not say anything, but simply bent down to pick up the walnut. Give that to Kanna for me. Don't tell her that I used my sword. I don't want her to complain to me that the walnut is also a living thing. For as long as she is your master, you're not permitted to take another life, right? Uraha repeated word for word what Kanna had said back then. Do you really think I'll keep that promise? Uraha's expression changed when I asked jokingly. Lady Kanna has forbidden me to speak of this, but... With that, Uraha continued, but I am all out of time for this episode, guys. So, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe. By subscribing, you're becoming part of a legacy. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!